It's kind of what you find in playoffs, where you have all this emotion tied to a day, a great result, and a little bit of a calm day today. So we play off that, keep the players off the ice that need to stay off the ice. It's all about recovery and saving energy now, and get him in and get him out of here.
And as far as the game last night, especially the way it went as it went along, did you see really a blueprint for success in that game and something that can be replicated, holding them to a goal, and a lot of things worked in that game?
I think the thing we would take, Doug, is just another piece to the confidence. So that's a tight game start to finish. It was never, wasn't won to the final buzzer. So you get comfortable in those games, and you get to a point where you're not. When you get uncomfortable in those games, you start doing things, you're trying to break it loose. You're trying to end that discomfort where you need to settle in. And I thought we were, like, our second period was stronger than our first, got the lead and didn't sit back. It's the game still got played at both ends. So you get a little more confidence, experience. And it doesn't even have to be year over year. It can be in the specific year that you're in. A little bit of experience, a little bit of confidence. It gets added. You get to keep it.
How happy were you to see the guys follow up? Just obviously a different type of game, 7-0 in Columbus with
Right.
a tight game like that. But it seems like they treated both games the same amount of respect and the same approach.
I think we've been good with teams that have been below us in the standings. I think we have been. And the last game was, as you said, a completely different style, completely different energy level. I thought to Columbus we managed it well because when we got it to 4-0, that game, it felt like it was over, but we didn't change the way we played. And we didn't show any signs of discomfort in a tight game last night.
And looking at that kind of, obviously there's a ton of big moments, but one of the biggest, obviously at the end, the 6-on-3. How do you kind of decide the guys to go out there? Obviously Barkey's huge for the draw, and then you just two big bodies.
So there's one decision as terms of the face-off. I've got Reinhardt, who was real good as a right-handed draw man. So he got strong consideration, but at the end of the day, it has to be on certain people. You would normally have seen Gustav on the ice, but he had just blocked a shot. So it was whoever's healthiest got to go.
And real quick, we talk a lot about when was the last time you saw something like that? When was the last time you had to kill 6-3?
No, nobody knows.
Yeah.
In our room, nobody's seen it. We can't remember that ever happening.
Like
Or
Atlanta
even worse,
Panthers
right?
yeah.
You go from being there's 2.5 minutes left and you got a 5-on-4 to 2 minutes later you're down 2 men. No, haven't seen it. We've had a whole bunch of unusual situations this year, so that was par for the course.
Going back to that power play, was that by design to kill some time instead of being?
No, I think no. I mean, there was a feeling out possibly wanted to run your structure, but they aren't running anything. They're just pressing the puck. So we didn't handle that perfectly. Almost would rather play that as a 5-on-5 game instead of 5-on-4 and not look for structure, not look to get set positions. It's about supporting the puck up the ice, get the puck deep, forecheck the puck, hang on to the puck. So these are all things your team's got to go through, right? You got to experience to get better at.
And you guys have 4 or 5 times this year taken penalties in the final minute.
Yep.
Where you've had to kill penalties, either leading or trailing.
Right.
Where you've got that whole,
Yeah,
that fire thing.
like it's all right with Lundell's penalty because I think that was sold, but I understand the call. We got to stay out of the box in the second one for sure. We have to be a little bit more diligent. You get to those games 5-on-5, late in the game they pull the goalie. Rarely is a penalty called, and it's a war down net front, and everybody understands that. But we got to be a little smarter with our sticks.
Any updates on Benny and Bob?
Both are doing better today. Bob will hit the ice as he's on the ice now, and then Benny, we plan on hitting the ice tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Have an awesome day.
You too. Thank you.